Well, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Smitty here. I always have the same mannerisms. If you've noticed that, people get in habits of doing things a certain way. I say, what's going on? Then I turn my head. Weird like that. Anyway, what's going on? All right, today, you guys have responded in the comments pretty good that you wanted to see another 4L60E build, so that's what we're going to do. This is AJ's transmission, and it's got some damage to it. I showed you some in the previous video on the teardown, so today I'm kind of going through and assessing in more detail what needs to be done and inspecting things a little more close. So I've kind of started a little bit. This is all going to be my scrap pile. Basically, all the Ford steels were toast. Everything in the 3.4 was toast. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a Z-Pack for that, because it'll come with everything you need. Both plates and everything. You don't have to search, everything's in one kit. So these steels are still good. Depends on how everything comes. I'll probably just locate a set of Ford steels, which I think I've got a set here. And like I said, the Z-Pack will come with all the steels and fibers and everything all together. The low reverse steels were okay on that, so the overrun steels were okay. And the Ford pressure plate was alright, so we're good there. Yeah. So we're going to go through a couple more things in a little more detail. I want to show you some things on this that I noticed. That's your reverse input housing. Get the camera to focus on it, which it doesn't seem to want to. There's some things there's something I completely forgot about on the reaction shaft, and I'll show you that. Even though it cleaned up, there's something else I want to show you. We need to get the accumulators apart, find out why that one sank down so much, whether or not the springs just wore out, or what the scoop is. Like I said, I think somebody'd been in this, well, I know somebody'd been in this before, and we need to do the wet air check on the pump, to see if we need to put a TCC valve in it. And then I was going to look to see if we had, this is a 2004 model, I was going to look to see if I had a separator plate for that here in stock. So let me get over there and see what we got. Alright, we got the stash of goodies here, which that reminds me, I got somebody else that was looking for a set of separator plate gaskets. Another guy from work, and I just so happen to have some of those. I will have to look up to see if these are the right ones or not. I do believe they are. This is for I think I got a dead critter in here somewhere, because it sure stinks like it. Anyway, he's got a 99 or a 2000 model 4L60E, and he needs some valve body gaskets for us, so I'll get those out. Let's see what else we got here. I got tons of valve body gaskets, and here's my separator plate. And this is not going to work. This is for an 07 and 08. Well, bummer. So according to this, I need the 46 plate 96. And this is a 46 plate 07. So that won't work. And I think that's the only one I got. Late model seal. So we'll take them with us. Also got a bunch of spare parts. That's an old separator plate there on top. But I also got a another stash of some pins. Got a couple servo pins. Some 2-4 servos. Here's a good set of steels, but I'm thinking those steels are out of a Ford. Yeah, I know you guys are saying, oh my God, what has he got? I got a lot of this stuff that I keep. Old style 2-4 servo. There's one that's still put together, sort of. Don't have any seal rings on it, but that's a stock one. Old output shaft. Yeah, I'm boring you with this stuff. Anyway, so we'll keep them there. All right, we also need to get the rest of this case tore down, and I need to inspect the capsule in there, right back there, to make sure it's not leaking, so we don't get a crappy 2-3 shift. And I'm gonna take you through on getting your rooster comb out of one of these, and a trick to getting this switch off here. And there's some good information I need to show you on this switch. So I'm gonna get you set up on the tripod, and we're gonna get at this thing and go from there. All right, we already determined this is our junk pile. So, and these are ones we're gonna save. So let's put these in our tub. We'll get our pan first. This is all got to go get cleaned up. Well, that's unusual. Cork gasket that came right off. All right. Okay, we determined this was okay. The Ford Sprag we're getting rid of, so that's garbage pile. That needs to be polished up, so let's do that. Very nice, very nice. I'm gonna polish up our outer one just a little bit. Looks good. Okay, we know this is alright, so that can go in there. This can go in there. Take the bearings out. Bearings are out. And polish this up. You don't want to use air tools or power tools on this part, because you could actually cause more fault than or a problem. You could take too much off. So I'm just trying to keep some firm, even pressure on this to polish it up, and that looks good. Oh yeah. Okay. That's good to go. This planetary set is good to go. I'll polish up this bushing surface. Beautiful. Alright, on this reaction shaft, one thing I didn't show you in the last video is, even though this polished up pretty nice to where you could use it, hear that? That reaction shaft's wore out, so it'll have to be replaced. And I'll show you again why. I've showed you this in another video. Yeah, this one's got a lot of wear in it. If you look at these teeth up close, you can see that they've got a substantial amount of wear on them. So this part isn't hardened, but this shaft is. So you want to replace that, so that's going to be junk. This piece won't be hurt, so. Alright, keeping these. So let's get this junk pile out of the way. Pump we're going to replace, so we'll get rid of this. Keep these steel rings, because the ones they give you are cast, so you want the steel ones. Now I don't know, since I switched suppliers, he may give me the steel. Hay and Reds was giving me the cast iron. All right, I put all my bearings in one spot here. Your 2.4 servo. Let's get it apart so we can clean it. Okay, now this right here, I don't know if you can see that or not, but this has actually got a lip on it. Yeah, you can see it. If you look right there on that shaft, right there, it's got a lip on it. If you don't knock that lip off, you'll destroy the inside of that housing as you push this pin out. As you see, this pin won't go out. That's because it's worn. So, and also, if you look at the tip of this one, it's got some good wear on the tip. So more than likely we'll replace this pin anyway. But to get that out, grab yourself a file and just kind of go around this thing and knock that lip off of there. Not quite there yet. Yeah, it's there. Okay. And look at this pin real good. And this pin's got quite a bit of wear on that shaft. So it's a good idea, if it was me, I'd replace it, which it'll get replaced. So we'll measure, see which pin we need, and then we'll order a new pin. Or we'll get a Sonex one if it comes with it. Take your rings off. Those will get thrown away. And being as this is a truck, I doubt we'll put a Corvette servo in this one, so we'll just polish these up. We'll still clean them up, but we'll leave it up to AJ to whether or not he wants to put a Corvette servo in it. Polish this up too. I'm not left-handed, so this is kind of tough for me to show. That looks good. Take your seal ring out of this one. Couldn't find the end of that one. Okay, so that can go. Need to take our ply piston cushion accumulator apart. I'm going to do this backwards so you guys can see it. All you want to do is, well, for one, make sure that you get your opening up at the top so you can get at it, and just press this dude far enough you can get that snap ring out of there. Like that. All right, it's out. Now, I rarely see any other color but a white spring in these things. But that's all ready to go, so put your zip tie through everything. That way when you put it in the washer, it doesn't blow all over the place. Okay. Now, this piston here came out of the 3.4 accumulator, and This is a yellow spring, but I looked it up, and the 3.4 is supposed to have a blue spring in it, so I don't know if that's been changed or not. This 3.4 has very little wear on it as far as piston, so I mean we could reuse this one. Again, if it comes with a Sonex kit, we're putting the pinless in there. But if not, we may experiment with something different. Anyway, since we're going to put this in the washer too, we'll put these two together. And now let's get this 1-2 accumulator apart. As I just showered the whole shop in transmission fluid. That was brilliant. Well, this has got a white and an orange. It's got 3 springs in it. Interesting. And I can't get this one off. Oh, it's broke. And that is an aftermarket. Sure is. This is an aftermarket accumulator piston. If you see, it's got a part number on it. That's an aftermarket part number. So this is a strange setup. So these aren't factory springs, I don't believe. We'll probably put what's supposed to be back in there, because it's short. The factory pistons, like this 3.4, which they're the same, it'll have a GM part number on it. You can see it there. Hi, kids. So at any rate, yeah, this has got a small pin in it too. We need to make sure this is the right housing. I do believe it is. We'll leave the pin in there for now. The bore looks pretty good though. You can see it's pretty smooth. So yeah, we'll get rid of this piston and we'll put a factory one back in there. I'm sure I've got a ton of them floating around here somewhere. Alright, so I found a replacement spring for that 3.4, and if you notice, this is the one that was in it, and that's the one that come out of it. Quite a bit difference in size. So we got that good to go, and we can go ahead and knock this pin out of here, because we have a pinless accumulator piston that I had left over, so we can use that. So that won't take much to knock that pin out of there. Just like that. And then that pinless accumulator piston will go right down in there. So that's ready to go. Got some other springs that I had too that we can use in this setup. Again, it all depends on what we end up doing. And I did have a very little wear sun gear. I mean, this thing is like brand new. Yeah, that sun shell is just wore out. Just wore out, but that's good to go. We just got to put a bushing in it. In fact, we'll go ahead and pull the ring off of this one. Like that. We'll go ahead and put that back on this one. There we go. We'll get it cleaned up. Throw this one away. Along with the sun shell. Alright. We'll throw these pistons away too. Let's get this reverse input housing apart. We'll ring off of there. Alright, now this is a large hole shell. If you notice in there, it's got the big square hole. Get the right light so you can see it. And some of the things that I noticed is this thing has got some really nasty wear on it right there. I mean, it's just got some staining on it more than anything. I don't know how accurate this is going to be with this thing, but it's pretty flat, really. Nope, wait a minute. No, it's bowed. So we're gonna put one of these in there, and I'm gonna put a wide band on it too. So, and since it had a tab broke on the 2/4 band, it kind of wear funny. All right, so these two are ready to go. So we're going to put all these bearings together. Piston and a spring. And there's that. All right. Let's do the pump here. Now this one's got a dual spring in it. that's alright. I mean, we can always put the other one in there if we need to. The single. This slide has got some wear in it right in there. So it'll get a new pump. Pin will get replaced. There's also a little spring right there. Don't lose that spring. Alright, the moment you all been waiting for. We need to do a wet air test. Kind of like we did on the last one. It looks like it's got a valve in it. Replacement valve. So we'll take this apart and make sure that they haven't already put something in it. Alright, we're going to do the same wet air test we did like on L to the W's 700R4. We're going to fill this passage up with fluid. No, we're not. Interesting. Well, they want you to test in this orifice. I don't know that that's going to work on this one. Yeah, it's got bubbles there. If y'all can see the bubbles right down in there, I don't know if you can or not. It's got bubbles there, so we're going to need to replace this valve with the Sonex version. So let's take it out and see what we got. That's not going to work. Guess I already got my little ones out. That's pretty good. Little cap there. And the valve doesn't have hardly any wear on it, so that's good. Got two springs, an inner and an outer. Looks like one's blue and the other one's just plain. Alright, let's see if they did anything with the pressure regulator valve. I don't know what it's got in there. It didn't look like it belonged in there. All right. That looks like a stock boost valve. Let's see what it measures. Measures 421 thousandths. So that's a stock boost valve. So we'll be putting a 490 in it, or possibly a 500, one of the two. Two springs. Get this other valve out of here. There's your other valve. All right, you get a little filter there you can pop out. Replace that. And you get this one right here. Make sure to put your hand over that hole, and there'll be a big spring and a big ball. All right, well, that's about it. It's about all you can take out of this thing. So it's ready to get washed. All right, let's look to see what valve we've got in there. All right, judging from what I'm reading, this is a PWM, which it should be. So this is your PWM valve. All right. We know the boost valve is small, so we're going to update that. And we're going to end that one off right here. I've been yabbering a little bit too long. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter so you guys don't get so dang bored with them. I mean, I know you can skip through them and do whatever you need to do anyway. But anyhow, so we're going to end it off there for this one. We'll continue in the next video with getting the input housing tore down and start going through the valve body and seeing what we got cooking with that, and finish with the case disassembly, which is your low reverse clutch and the rooster comb and that kind of good stuff. Get the tail housing off, blah blah blah. Anyway, so that being said, if y'all liked what the content, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down there. It helps the all important YouTube algorithm get me out there a little bit further, and share it with your friends. That helps a huge amount, if you believe that. And there's a little red button down there too. It says subscribe. Hit that dude and then turn your bell notification on all alerts, and that way you know when I upload. So anyway, that being said, again, y'all have a great day, evening, whatever it is for you. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. God bless you, and God bless America. We'll see you in the next one, y'all. Bye.